I just say Beerwolf was a host. Coming to you from a warehouse in a South Jersey ghetto, it's the Magnificent Man Hour. With your hosts, Drew, Chris, Beerwolf. With us as always is J-Lo. Tonight's special guest, Tony. It's the Magnificent Man Hour.
Blammo! Welcome back to the show, the Magnificent Man Hour. What do I have here? What the fuck does this say? It's got a. Which direction am I supposed to read this in, J-Lo? Intolerable Tony, tyrannical Tony. Here's our guest tonight is Tony, 10-inch Tony, tentacle Tony, twisted Tony, tolerant Tony, trash talking Tony.
Hell yeah.
Toothless Tony. When did you write this? South Jersey's cretinous creature. Tales from the Tony. Tony measures the English. I don't know what the hell this is.
What about the Tony Award?
The Tony Awards.
Get me back from this morning when I told her
Tony's World now.
like a dog.
Televangelist Tony. All right, yeah, welcome to the Magnificent Man Hour. I'm Drew. This is Chris. The wolf is in the other room. We'll be in here. Here's our guest, Tony. Tony, say hello to
Hello, everybody. Welcome to America.
Looks like America in here. That's for fucking sure. Where the hell did you get that shirt? Please describe it to all of us.
This shirt
because people, we
was
do have
at
audio
the-
listeners.
This shirt was at the inauguration of Donald Trump when I went to Washington, D.C. I had the flag on with this shirt, and the people said, you better take that shirt off. There's a bunch of protesters breaking windows. And so when I was walking down the street, I'm like, oh, my God, they're breaking the Bank of America windows out. And then I walk a little farther down, they're burning down cop cars. I says, I'm in the wrong part, man.
You're in the right part. You should have went in that bank.
Sounds like a party. Wait, we have sound effects.
It's loud.
Sorry. I can turn you down. But yeah, but that shirt is fantastic.
Yeah, it's a full print shirt. It's pretty neat.
How many times do you have to show your tits to get those beads?
Where these? I don't know. Not too many. I don't have too many big tits on here, but they don't want to look at my chest.
Why
My
not?
chest's not. It's not too appetizing. I mean, I'm 53 years old.
I agree with him.
And my wife thinks I'm going out right now that I have a second life. She goes, "Oh, you got a second life? You have somebody?" I says, "What can I do in an hour?"
A lot can get done in an hour. You have become quite meme worthy, at least in our circles. I was telling people that you're going to be the guest today. People were fucking stoked. So if anyone who saw our Christmas episode, Tony was our special guest that day. We went to his house, interviewed him, and you were a hit, man. You were a hit across the internet.
But what I really want to get to everybody and get to America, it's reality. Our reality was broken in 2001, and I don't know where you were at or you were at.
I was in high school.
Or where you were at. Where were you 2001 at 9 o'clock when the World Trade Center went down?
Oh, I was.
That's when our
I was in homeroom.
security was broken. I was cleaning
I was
an
digging
aquarium.
a ditch in Wildwood.
It was friggin' nuts.
Oh,
Hey, here comes
And-
the wolf.
And the
Wolfie.
problem is that day, I believe our country went down with it. You know, I mean, our security was broken. Everything was broken.
was
The
definitely a turning
world's
point.
in like a shithole. I think the only way to get the shithole out is get everybody high. You know what I mean? That will help out.
Might
You know what I
help.
mean?
Speaking of-
Drunk is not the way to do it.
Speaking of getting everybody high, didn't our new governor take
Yeah.
office like today?
Today, and I think he's trying to sign it into law, but there's a bunch of people
be red
that don't
tape.
like it. You know,
It'll go through
They
eventually.
think, you know, it's good to have. It's good for medical reasons. It's good for a lot of reasons, but you know, it's going to be bad for some reasons. You know what I mean? Some
Everything's
people
bad
are
for some
gonna-
reason. This is
somebody's
way
gonna
worse.
Abuse it, you know what I mean?
Hey, Drew,
It's
can
just,
I get a
it's
straw?
just part of everything. You know what I mean?
Straw him up.
Sorry,
So,
I'm late,
what do you
by
guys
the way.
think of this nation right now? It's
I'm all right. I like it.
and I tell everybody, you got to live life.
I'm
man.
not going
Drink
That's
it,
the
Rob.
bottom
I need a
line.
straw.
Here you go. Well, I tell you what, as many problems as we have in this country, I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
Nope.
No. I think this country.
Make sure you're talking to your microphone, sir.
I think this country is a great country. It's just it's a little bit screwed up. You know what I mean? You got people killing each other for what? You know what I mean?
Nikes.
It's sad.
Money.
It's like the news. I don't even call the news. I don't even call it Channel 6. I call it Dead 6.
Don't
Because everything's
fuck with the
dead
input.
on there. You know what I mean? Everything is terrible that you hear. And these people are doing it for no reason. You know why? Because their brains are smaller than other brains. I'll give you an example. If you start your brain out like a pea, and you get your brain like a peach, the peach is much brighter and stronger. The pea is real small. So if you look at a human being and you're walking down the street and you're looking at him, he got a big head. You know what I mean? So he might have a small brain or a big brain. And people have different brains. And they're made to do different things, and they're triggered. I believe people were made, their brain gets to a certain degree, they get triggered and they go nuts and they shoot everybody. You know what I mean? Come on. The world, how can you go out and shoot somebody in a Bible study? Or it's just like, it's terrible. You know what I mean? And I think reality is the reality is people don't want to live no more.
I mean, I want to live. I mean, sometimes
yeah.
I'm like,
cool either way.
man, I don't want to kill myself, or I'm done.
Yeah,
but
but-
generally, I have a lot of fun. My brain is more than a peach right now.
Is it
It's
au
a
pair?
No, but your brain's good.
Use your microphone.
Your brain is good. Your brain is
Was that
working
my
is
brain
because you're doing a good thing here. You're putting this on
Tony's
the
Truths.
web.
Putting on quality
And-
programming.
Yeah, quality program. And you know the fucking world is so fucked up, man. I don't know when I'm gonna go. You know what I mean? But I'm enjoying life.
Good.
Tales from the Tony.
Tales from the
Tony's- What
Tony.
is just a list of shit?
This is a list of things my mother came up with for
Oh my
this segment.
Dirty Tony.
Dirty Tony.
Tony's got the edge. Yo, the wolf was late. Hey, Beer Wolf, say hi, everybody.
I did. Sorry, I'm late. Hey,
What were
everybody.
you doing that was so important?
Wow.
You couldn't be here so on time.
Was She Wolf fucking rimming you?
No, I was too busy stuck driving behind Mario here. He
Oh,
was driving all slow, so I just passed him.
That's not even the right one.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I couldn't exactly jump on him like Mario would have done.
yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Beer Wolf, meet Tony. Tony, meet Beer Wolf.
Nice to meet you, Beer
We got
Wolf.
Mario back there.
I salute you. I love the
What's up, guy?
costume.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's
I
no
try to
costume,
put a
buddy.
costume on all
I've
the time.
eaten a couple animals looking just like that.
I
Hell
hope
yeah,
not.
They weren't wearing a hat like that,
I
though.
hope not. But, you know, I think this segment should be on, you know, our government sucks. It's a reality show. You know what I mean? I was a big favor of Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump.
Get out
I,
of here.
I had my box truck with megaphones and flags on it going through Pleasantville. They were like ready to. I was getting beer bottles thrown at me. And I'm like, why am I getting beer bottles thrown at me? I'm going
That's
through
a
Main
waste of
Street.
beer, man.
Yeah, no, they were empty ones, I think.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? But the problem is, everybody holds grudges. Our country is divided. We need to be together. Everybody's created equal in this fucking world. And the blacks and the whites and the Hispanics all should be equal. The reason why I say it to people, and this is what I judge, God made us like a chocolate chip cookie. The white people are cooked. The people in the middle are Hispanics. The overcookie, the black cookies, they're overcooked. So I'm treating like, you know, you should treat a chocolate chip cookie. You eat a cookie, you treat a cookie like every cookie. You know what I mean? So that's the reality. I like everybody.
That's good. So do I.
So, the black people were left in the oven a little longer. Is
Just a
what you're
little
saying?
too long.
Just a little too long.
Yeah, just a little bit too long, but you know what? It's not a bad thing.
Still
I'm
edible.
Not,
You can still
I'm
eat
not
them.
racial.
Well,
right?
everybody likes their different cookies, you know.
Yeah,
Like, some
yeah,
people
yeah.
like 'em
But
crispy, some
that's
like 'em-
I'm
Little
treating
roast
that as
beef,
like
you
a
know?
I like
theory.
them mushy.
I like
you
them
know?
warm and soft.
Yeah.
I like a
yeah,
lot of
exactly.
things warm and soft.
I like when it
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
sliced roast beef when it's brown, but then the inside lips are pink.
That's a good
Yeah,
cookie.
Yeah,
Are we
yeah,
talking about
that
black
is a
girls?
good cookie.
Yeah, that's what I thought of.
I thought we were talking about black girls.
Yeah. Do you know what?
Roast beef.
Do you know
Smells
what
like
it
roast
is?
beef,
I
too.
call them, you know, like, you know, it's like lit up. You know what I mean? You look at it and it's like lit. You know what I mean?
It's like medium rare roast beef when you
Yeah,
slice
yeah,
it. It's
yeah,
brown
yeah.
and then the pink it folds out. You stick your pecker in there?
Yeah, I'll give you one example. I shouldn't say this on here in case my wife watches.
Well, you're gonna
it,
say,
but-
well, too late now. Now you have to
But
say it.
I went to Richmond Speedway. This was back last year at a spring race, and I stayed at this hotel. It was $36 on the internet, and I'm like, oh, $36, I'll give it a shot. It's called a Hostel Hotel.
Oh, it was a hostel. Okay.
Yeah. Do you know what they are?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a room with a bunch of beds in it.
Yeah. It's a. Hold on.
It's a fucking dormitory.
Let me take my glasses off.
You can't see without your glasses.
Thomas.
But it was the coolest thing on the face of the earth. When I got there and I sat down, there was a pool table, screen TV, and I'm like, my room
I hate
was
those
like
no
six.
screen TVs. They're the worst.
Yeah, it was a screen TV, and I went up to my room, and it was a girl sitting on the bunk, a colored skinned girl, about 26 years old.
What
She
color
went to
was her
college.
skin?
She was light skinned, but getting to things, it was like a regeneration. And then I met her friends, and they took me through Richmond, through the rooftops of the nightclubs in Richmond. I had the baddest experience of my fucking life.
What happened? What happened? What happened?
Oh, it was just crazy. We were drinking and having a good
He
time.
meant
I'm on
baddest in a
Bank
good
America,
way.
32 stories up, man. It's crazy.
Richmond, Virginia.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
Richmond.
Good town.
crazy.
I like it there.
Yeah, it's a nice town.
Yeah.
Tops of Richmond. Huh.
Did you ever go on the rooftop bars? I think they're pretty cool, man.
I've been to a couple. Yeah.
I've been on rooftops that I wasn't
Yeah,
supposed
I
to
was
be
at
on.
one in Utah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
stalking
yeah. I think they're
things
badass. You know what I
windows.
mean? The reason why I like partying. You know what I mean? I used to be a partier, and the reason why I party hardy is because life is short. Enjoy it. You know what I
That's
mean?
true. Truer words have never been spoken.
Yeah, you have to enjoy life. You have to live life, and a lot of people don't want to live life. They want to kill life. I don't know why.
12.
Well, maybe they want to live their own life, but kill your life.
Yeah. But you know what? Everybody thinks it's our government. Our government's destroying us, but it's not. It's not. It's not the president. You know, Donald Trump is a foolish fool. You know what I mean? And I'm a guy that likes him, but you know, he turned this into a reality show. You know what I mean?
What'd you
It's a
think he was
reality.
gonna
It's
do?
already a reality.
That's where
Yeah,
it
it's a
came from.
reality show. Every time you look around, it's somebody doing this to my sister, my brother's cheating on me. You know what I mean? Or
Your
not
brother's cheating on you?
Or he's touching you. You know what I mean? It's
Yo,
it's
the
a-
last time my brother
it's a
cheated on me,
total
dude, I smacked the
fucking
shit out of him.
meltdown.
Yeah, I hate all that shit.
You know
man.
what?
It's good
This
shit.
shit is a total disgrace. I don't even watch it no more. I'm like disgusted, and I was a big fan of him. I'm still a fan of him. He's trying his best, but he's not. I'm not a big fan. You know what I mean? He's not controlling America the way it should.
Didn't you tell me you have Donald Trump shorts?
Yeah, I got
Where the fuck did you get Donald Trump
I
shorts?
don't have Donald Trump shorts. I never had Donald Trump shorts.
well,
I
you
have
told me you
American
did.
flag, American flag shorts.
Oh, okay. Like Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, I got American flag too. I was going to wear my favorite flag here, but I
What's
was
your
going-
favorite flag?
I was going through Pleasantville, and I didn't want to do that.
Well, we're still in America.
Confederate flag.
Oh, okay,
That's
gotcha.
my favorite flag.
Yeah.
It's not big down here, but
You don't want to wave that flag in this town.
yeah,
You mean up here, right?
Yeah.
yeah. You know, man, if you wear it,
We are
I
north
wore
of the
it.
Mason-Dixon line.
I wore it down in South Carolina when I was at a.
Did you wear it to a
NASCAR.
Trump inauguration?
No. I had a Trump flag on the back. But you know what? The inauguration was funny. It was funny as hell. I went with a couple people, and the reason why I went a designated driver, so I was drinking tequila all friggin' day. I was nuts. So we get on the train from Baltimore to Washington. So I'm on the train all dressed up with the cape, and this one lady over there sitting in the chair, and she's going, "Oh, Donald Trump sucks," and this and that. So I kept my mouth shut because I know the train wasn't moving. So I didn't want to start a big ruckus because they would kick me off the train. She's starting a big ruckus. What's he going to do? He's going to save this country. And she's going on and on and on. So I says, okay, I'll take care of you. I'll get you later. So the train started to move. After the next stop, I know there was one stop in the middle. I forget where it was, the next stop. I start telling her, I go, look at all this places down here. Look at this ruckus. This is caused by your government. Everything was shut down and burned down. We're going through the town of Baltimore. Bad part of Baltimore. I'm like, look at all this
the
shit.
whole Baltimore
I says,
is
you're
a
a
bad
foolish
part of
fool.
Baltimore.
Yeah, basically.
I says, you're big enough. You know what you need? You don't need a fucking diet. You need a chainsaw to cut that fat off. So I said that to her. So I get into the station, and I was with 2 other people, and next thing I know, I'm in the gift shop, and I look around, and there's like 20 cops around me. And I'm like, what the hell did I do? Oh, you were nasty to the girl on the train.
Well,
I said,
that's
"I didn't
not
say nothing."
illegal.
Yeah, I said, what happened to freedom of speech? You need to leave now. So I go outside, and there's a bunch of protesters outside. This was at the inauguration. And there were a bunch of protesters out front. And they're trying to, not trying to beat me up, but they're trying to push me around. And do you know what I was doing? I was throwing shit at them. Do you know what the cop said? I'm going to arrest you.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't throw shit.
Yeah, he says they have rights to protest. It's still working.
Oh yeah, it's working loud and clear.
Yeah,
They
it's
do have that right.
yeah, they got the right to protest. So
They do.
it's terrible that they protect the fucking bad people and the good people.
Is it the right to protest the same thing as this freedom of speech that you were just talking about? Though?
Yeah. Freedom of speech. You can't.
They are
use,
two
He
separate.
says I used bad
Still the
words
same
on the
type of
train.
Thing, though.
No, he says I used terroristic threats.
You said you were throwing
Well,
things.
you were probably just being
No,
drunk and
I-
disorderly,
I-
and you wanted to get rid of
that's
you.
after I got out.
I can't disagree with the guy.
You didn't grab
All right,
that lady
you
in her
guys talk
Crocs,
a little
did you?
bit. I don't
Well,
want to take the whole show.
Well, no,
on.
no, Tony, you're doing great. Listen, we're not here. We're not here in the business to interrupting people when they got a flow going.
Yeah. I understand that, but
No.
you know, it's
You got a lot to say, and we're here to hear it.
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
give you a platform to
Yeah,
inform the
okay,
world
okay,
what's
this
going
is-
on inside your
Okay,
twisted
I'm
mind.
gonna tell you when this world fell the fuck apart.
Was it 9/11? Because you already
Exact
said
date?
No, it's when our security was broken. When the World Trade Center went down, our security was broken. It was broken. Yeah,
exact
it,
date.
it was broken. Everything's broken. You go on the airlines and they search you like a fucking friggin' idiot. You know what I mean? And then these
Fucking
terrorists.
friggin' idiot.
And you know, I'm not a bad person, but I think we should have got rid of the Middle East after that. You know what I mean? We should have just imploded them. You know what I mean?
That's
now,
what I said too.
I
now,
mean, to be
some guy
fair,
from North
it
Korea.
would have prevented a fucking decade of plus of war. But
Decade of
you know what? They're
aggression.
terrorizing
but
our
then there's
country.
no profit for the war machine if you end the war right away.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
How
We
is
were
that?
warned
War
about the military-industrial
Yeah, but-
complex by Eisenhower. He saw this shit coming. He knew what was going down. And you know what? There's no stopping it now, baby. That train fucking left the station years ago. And it's a
Yeah.
profitable train. Not for us.
It is, but you know what?
I'm not saying it's a good thing, but that's what's going down.
It's a broken reality, and the only way to see reality is
To break it some more.
no.
Take
the,
acid.
The
It's not-
only
is this
way,
working?
nah,
Oh,
the
thank
fucking
goodness.
acid sucks. That's fucking.
Whoa,
or
you-
coke
I
sucks.
disagree, but whatever. That's
You
fine.
Back it
smoke
up.
To each his
good
own.
weed,
Back it up.
good weed,
And then you
you
take
can see
5 hits of
reality.
acid.
Yeah.
And the reason why our government won't fucking legalize it is because everybody will come down to reality and figure out the fucking government's taking our money.
I think
don't
with
think
You
that's
got
what's gonna happen
numbers.
when they
I don't
get
think
I
that's
out.
got
gonna happen.
numbers. Everybody
I-
got numbers.
I
We
think
work
Everyone's
for
just
the
gonna be
fucking
like,
government.
I'm lazy and high now.
I think
It's
within
true.
the, I think
Care
within the
anymore.
next decade, within the next 10 to 20 years, I think weed will probably be legal throughout this entire country,
will.
just because they're making more money off it now by selling it legally and taxing it than they were by locking people
By
up for dime
taxing that
bags. So
ass.
once it's just dollars and cents to them. If they can make more money making it legal, they'll do that.
It's
Prohibition
bad
didn't work.
money.
Bad money? Why is it bad money?
Neither did
It's from
amateur
it's from
division.
It's
it's
bad
from,
money. They're
not bad,
going
it's-
to call it drug money. And
it's not drug
it's
money.
not-
It's plant money. And
It's
it's
plant
not
money. Yeah.
You know what's drug money is the fucking billion-dollar pharmaceutical
Oh,
industry. That
that's
shit
it.
actually
Oh,
kills
the
motherfuckers.
opiate.
man.
Opiates.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I watched the special on that.
You know how many dead
They're
friends I got because of that
sending
shit?
millions and millions of dollars of opiate or whatever the fuck it's called to people that don't even have drugstores. It's fucking houses. People
Yeah,
selling
it's
it
a
out
fucking
on the
scam.
market.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh, yeah.
scam.
No
They're
shit.
making millions. I forget what the company is. The name of it is.
There's
Merck.
a few of them.
Is it Merck, right?
It's
Merck?
probably one of them. I don't know all their
Yeah,
names.
there's a few companies, but now they're getting backlash because they're all dying. And then
Yeah.
you know why? Our governor's on TV. He's like, oh, there's 84,000 people were killed because of drugs. It's a little fucking late to come on and say that. You know why? People are doing drugs. I'll give you an example.
People always
Why?
ask us the dawn of time.
No. Do you know why a teenager's doing drugs? And I figured it out.
It's fun.
Because they're awesome.
No,
Yeah.
they're coming home and their fucking houses being fucking taken by the mortgage companies. Their fucking banks own their fucking cars and
Aren't
they're
they
towing their
teenagers?
cars. And
They own
and they're
homes?
coming home and they're saying, "Mom, how come there's no money?" They're turning to drugs, and drugs is a
Yeah, but drugs
scapegoat.
cost money.
I started
Yeah,
doing
they
drugs
do.
because
A lot of
I
money.
found them to
No,
be really fun.
Actually, them pills are like $3 a piece.
Those pills are like $30 a piece.
Oh, yeah, they are.
$3.
All
No,
right, buddy.
no, trust me, they're more. That's why
Those
people
pills,
start doing
that's
heroin
a fucking
because
like
it's cheaper.
$200 a day habit, and then you switch to heroin, and then you die.
Yeah, they just
yeah,
put
but-
fentanyl in the dope, then you drop
Oh, my
dead. We
battery's
got a lot of
dying.
fucking dead friends from this shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to charge that during the break.
Okay.
J-Lo, what time are we up at against? 22. Okay. All right. 20. What are you doing? All right.
Whatever I want.
All right. Well.
You wrap it in that pile.
All right, guys. We're gonna take our break. We're gonna go have a smoke. We'll throw in our whatever segment goes in the middle here this week, and we'll be right back.
This is the Anheuser Ambush. Beer Wolf thinks he can fucking figure out the difference between shitty beers, even though they all taste the fucking same, and I bet you we can't. We got them blinded in different cups, all these different beers. I got it written down what's in what, obviously, so he don't know. And he's gonna pick them, and he's gonna tell us what's in them. We're gonna test his palate, see how refined it is. It's a sommelier Wolf.
All right,
For
so where do
anyone
I
who doesn't know, a
start? Where do I
sommelier
start?
is the beer version of like the wine guy. No, wait, the wine guy's the sommelier. I don't know. All right, here we have the Pabst Blue Ribbon, established in Milwaukee, 1844. It's very popular with the one-gear bicycle riding hipsters these days. It tastes like fucking charcoal and bullshit. Here we have the Miller High Life, as we call the Miller Low Life. It's the champagne of beers. It's Beer Wolf's go-to beer most of the time, and it just tastes like shittier Miller Lite as far as I'm concerned. And here's the Miller Lite that shitty beer tasted like a shittier version of. Where's the ABVs on these? Does it even have it? I don't even tell you how much alcohol is in it because there's probably bullshit amount of alcohol in that one. Put that aside. Now we're moving on to the bum selection here, 99 cents a piece and 5.9% alcohol. I'm sorry, this one's 8% alcohol. These are the best deal in town. You'll get fucking lit up off this thing right here. Man, these are 8%? That's a fucking steal for $1.09. This one was 99 cents. This one's weighs in at about 5.9 ABV. Milwaukee's Best Ice, not to be confused with regular Milwaukee's Best, in a very warm-looking, unappetizing can. As you can see, they've outfitted this can with blue explosions of ice to make it appear colder and crisper and more delicious than it actually is. But it actually works, because I find it to be colder and crisper, and they even call it ice, so you know it's cold.
I'm gonna go with this guy. I'm just gonna go. My first instinct is this looks like a natty. That looks like a natty, if you ask me. Well, I'm not sure, guys. I could be wrong. I'm gonna write down here natty or
Which one's which?
natty or Miller.
It can't be or, it's gotta be one.
Could be a Miller Lite.
Oaky aftertaste.
I haven't had a Milwaukee's Best in a long time. I don't think I've ever had
Milwaukee's Best Ice.
that. All right, let's see what this is. Don't usually drink that when you eat. Wow, it tastes a lot like the other one. Oh, that had to be. Oh, that was kind of bad. I'm gonna go with the MVI. Is there some way I can cleanse my palate?
Absolutely.
In the next one?
Yep.
All right. Red mug. Red mug.
Red mug. How's the nose on
That was fucking Miller Lite. L-I-T-E, bitches. Ugh. Ah, that might be the high life. I don't know. Alright. They just taste shittier as I drink them. What the fuck? I don't know. I'm gonna say that's a Milwaukee's Best too. Fuck it. Cleanse the palate again? Yeah. Alright. This one's kind of fruity tasting. Which one of these got fruit in it? That's gotta be the Milwaukee. This is Milwaukee's Best too. You guys is this like a trick? Alright, well, orange cup, Milwaukee's Best. I think I nailed this motherfucker. Ugh.
You said the orange was Beast Ice.
Uh-huh.
The orange was Highlight.
What the?
You said the glass was Natty or Miller High Life. The glass was Miller Lite. You said the tan cup was Miller Lite or Milwaukee's Best Ice. I guess you were right because it was Beast Ice.
Yeah.
The red one was High Life. You said Miller Lite. The white one was PBR. You said High Life. And the black one was also High Life, and you said PBR.
Well, we have proven that clearly all these beers are so good, you just can't tell the difference, you know? They're that good. Thank you for joining us. I'm Beer Wolf.
All right, we're back. We just did the Anheuser Ambush with Beer Wolf, and Beer Wolf got half of one answer correct. So you're not quite the
Sucks.
connoisseur of shitty beers you thought you were, huh?
Fucking
Fuckface.
Connoissaurus Rex.
Listen, man, I didn't drink some of them other ones in a long time, okay?
No. The funny thing is that most of them
I
were the beer
want
you drink
a
every day.
rematch. I call
Most
a
of them were
rematch.
the beer
You want a
don't drink
rematch?
every
Yeah, I
time you
want a
drink.
fucking rematch.
We'll give you a rematch, but you're getting a different set of beers. We'll get you some Shaper and some Schlitz and some other shit.
Some
Schwitzen.
old Milwaukee.
Maybe the Iron Maiden beer or the
Old
Megadeth beer.
No, those don't fall under the category of
Old
dog shit beers that he
Milwaukee's
drinks.
Best.
Oh.
Well, the thing is, if you put something in there
We'll
that's
get you
clearly a,
Milwaukee's
good,
worst.
a better beer next to fucking
Yeah. Dog
you know,
shit headfish.
yeah, because he drinks
Schlitz.
High
I
Life
like
almost
Schlitz.
exclusively. He'll definitely know the difference between High Life and the Iron Maiden beer. The Iron Maiden beer is very hoppy.
All right,
you know?
that makes
They're
sense.
They're not the same,
It's fucking hoppy.
I
go
stand
lucky.
corrected.
but yeah, hoppy go
If
lucky.
it's got
Oh yeah.
hops, I'm
Ooh,
hopping
hoppy
away.
go lively.
So Tony has turned into Mario. And now we have Mario, the icon, formerly known as the legend, currently known as the
Alpha.
icon.
Long time no see, and this time I'm sober, so
Well, let's change that. Wolf.
sound effects. Gotta love it.
Oh,
All right.
spill it.
Well, Mario,
Oh, spill it.
Mario, maybe since you're taking Tony's seat, if you see right there, Tony left his beads that he got from showing his tits in Mardi Gras. You should
Oh,
put
wonderful.
you should put them on.
Martis Gras.
I don't give a fuck.
Put them on. Those are the guest beads now. Now, whoever sits in that seat is where Tony's fucking
Guest
crazy
bong.
bead. So Mario, what'd you think of Tony? You guys had a little conversation and we shot the whole thing. That's awesome. I can't wait to fucking put that up.
He is the Elvis Presley of the guests here on the show.
Elvis Guestly.
Sure. I was just like utterly fascinated by this guy. Like,
Come on, you didn't think I was gonna say that? If anyone who didn't think I was gonna say that, you don't even know who the fuck I am. Then.
I can't believe I didn't think of that. I fucking blew it. No, but continue.
He's the
But yeah, he-
grammatician, man.
yeah, like he motherfucker like totally stole my thunder too, and I thought I was like out of my mind too, but clearly this guy, he is the world heavyweight champion of
Christmas lights.
of that and unscripted insanity. It truly was a marvel to watch.
I
It
was
really
truly happy that you showed up on the day
Thought it
he
was
was
more
in here.
DC to
'Cause-
watch.
And then we got to put. I mean, yeah, you're right. He did kind of steal your
was
thunder.
so
I thought
bad.
having you two conversing together, like, I wanted to see you react to his psychosis, but he didn't let you get a word in edgewise, really. I mean, you got a little in, but not that much because he just kind of goes and, he's like a freight train of fucking verbal
Can't be
diarrhea.
stopped.
Yeah,
Like,
like
a juggernaut.
Drunk or not.
He's like a druggernaut.
Like a red, white, blue missile that just won't stop talking.
he is America.
He is America.
He is a stereotypical imagination of America.
He's like
He's
when
what-
other countries like make a caricature of like stupid Americans. That's what they draw. That guy.
Not that we're calling you stupid, Tony. We
No,
love.
no, but I'm saying
I'm
that's
just
how they
saying
think of
he's
it.
gonna watch it. He had to go, but he's gonna be back. He's got to be a regular thing here. He's definitely got to be a regular part of the show from now on.
And
Pussy's
God willing, I'll be
magnificent.
here, and we'll have more funny
Oh,
historical
absolutely.
moments too.
I think I want to have some of our more interesting fast guests come in to like converse with Tony. Just because I think it would be great. The Wolf didn't get to talk to him as much as I would have liked.
Tony.
I think we should do maybe a
I was a
one-off.
little intimidated, actually.
Yeah,
Like, I thought he was going to shoot me. Like, he wanted to hunt me
you're
down.
a Wolf. If he doesn't, that guy doesn't. He can't afford silver bullets. You're fine. Yeah.
Well, I still
If he
don't
did,
want to
he'd
get
have
shot.
one in that
No one
missing
wants to get
tooth.
shot. It still hurts.
You
know?
can always kill someone with your bare hands.
He has wolf hands.
No, it doesn't matter unless you have like silver hands. I guess you could choke me.
What about if I hit you with a silver chair?
Ooh, hey.
You got a dick the size of a fucking thumbtack.
Wrong button.
No, it wasn't. It was a perfect.
This Pabst.
All right, so how you been, Mario? It's been a minute since we saw you.
Well, life happens, it's been a good year, I picked up a gig working valet for Harris.
Oh, really? When did that start? I didn't know about that.
New Year's weekend, actually. I made around over $100, and put that all in my account right there, and it's a good gig, I'm also looking to get into security and law enforcement as well.
You want to be a cop?
Well, hanging around my good buddy and his coworkers.
I'll have to bleep his last name. Don't say last names.
My bad. Sorry.
Just call him Pig Chris.
Just say
Well,
my friend.
Yeah.
my
Why
friend.
is this concept so complicated?
I don't know, Brendan. Why
Also,
is that
you got to
concept so
remember,
complicated?
anyone watching doesn't know who the fuck this guy is.
Knows the
So
trouble
just
I've
call him your
seen.
buddy, your friend.
Okay, well,
Because now I have to do editing, and I hate that.
sorry. There we go.
Edit that out.
Well,
That was on
We'll all
porpoise
do it
and on
together.
Dolphin.
anywho, hanging around my buddy and his coworkers
Get
on
that fucking
the
thing
gig.
out of your mouth, Mario.
You get that fucking thing
Yo,
out of your
his
mouth.
volume's fine.
All right.
All right?
Yeah.
It's
Well, anyway,
voluminous.
as I was saying, hanging around my buddy and his coworkers, it inspired me really. Seeing how hard they've all worked to get to where they are in life, it inspired me to want to go down that same path myself.
I took that test.
Take the test, do what I got to do, and there you go. And God willing, move on to bigger and better things, as it were. But in the meantime, I'm still that same old lovable dickhead you all know and despise.
That's the wrong one.
I don't despise you. We were talking about a new segment, and I hear you have you are trying to object to it, but
Santa Claus.
we don't really care. Brendan's going to spearhead this one. He's in the
Brendan.
room. Brandon, I'm sorry. I'm next to Mario. Mario's known Brandon for 20 years, and he still calls him Brendan.
Yeah, 20 years of absolute misery right there.
But anyway, yeah. So we're like brainstorming a new segment for the show, and I came up with just a name, and I had no ideas. But I think Brandon's
I
got
don't
this
have a
shit
lightning
locked
sound.
down. No, you don't. You don't have an idea for Mario's mom's house.
You're the one that came up with the press jeans.
I just came up with.
Because I really wear pressed jeans. Come on.
Yeah, I wasn't me. That was Chris.
They look nice.
I was watching that. Look at them.
I just love that.
They're not
part.
pressed.
They're impressed.
The doors.
in.
The doors in
Yeah,
the
you
house
should be
should be,
impressed.
the
They're
doors
really
in the house
pressed.
should be
are you
green
touching me?
pipes, right? Green pipes for the doors in the
Yeah,
house.
we get it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I know.
Speaking of Mario's family, let's get
Got
your
that?
Brandon wants to talk about your uncle.
Oh, well, all right. This will be fun here. Well, just to bring everybody up to speed right here. Last 5 months, my uncle, his name,
Diddling me.
him, I have no problem mentioning his name. His name's Uncle John. He resided in Memphis, Tennessee. He went through a very hectic divorce. He's also an alcoholic. He is an alcoholic scumbag piece of shit. His wife divorced him, took all his money and his life savings. So he's a broken mess. He is a piece of shit, and he's a broken mess.
It's a broken reality.
Exactly, the broken reality. That's what he lives in. So my mother, the sweetheart that she is, I'll offer to take my uncle in and help him to get his life back together, and hopefully get him out of the financial hole that he's built for himself, which 5 months later wound up being a total failure because he scored a job working at the Honda car dealership, and he's still doing that right now. And here's the thing, though. Motherfucker has no money in his account. He has nothing in his savings, and all of his paychecks go exclusively to buying beer. Nothing but beer. And
Unbelievable.
This is
exactly.
What a foreign concept.
But the thing is, though,
I can't relate to that story at all.
but here's the thing, though. He's supposed to be down there to get his life back together. So you would think he would want to save his money, get
Just
another
because you
house.
want it doesn't mean you can.
Yeah, but beer, man.
You know?
Yeah, well, when
Beer.
yeah, beer, but if it entails like being very physically abusive, and towards my mother, who so kindly offered to help him out.
What's he say to your mom?
Well, one fateful night he came home insanely drunk, and my whole family was out. My whole family was out at the time, you know, and my mother got a little tipsy herself. My uncle drunker than usual. My father being the responsible guy, you know, took it easy, you know, and he was the designated driver. So they came home. My uncle's ex-wife came down for this too, and she gets hammered, and my uncle was so pissed off. And it's really funny how alcohol has a way of like bringing out the worst in people. So
and wolves.
And wolves. And my uncle, he was very physically abusive, and towards my mother. He yells at my mother and makes her cry, and my uncle was like saying all this shit, like bringing up stuff from their childhood.
Does he still live with you?
No, he doesn't.
I was gonna say, jump on that motherfucker while he's sleeping and put a pillow over his face and scare the fuck out of him.
Against my better judgment, that's what I should have done. But literally the next day, he took his ball and fucked off right out of my house. And
What kind of ball was it?
a very broken, very diseased ball, but he took that ball nonetheless.
Sort of bocce ball?
I-
Beach ball?
It's a metaphor, pretty much. So still to this day,
It was his bowling.
Bowling. He works at the Honda car dealership. And
What's he do there?
Sells cars.
Did he
Oh,
sell
he's
my
a
mom? My mom
squeezy
bought a
car
launcher
salesman,
there
huh?
over the summer.
Nah, he
That's
Oh, wait.
Hyundai.
he wasn't there at the time.
You're
You're
fine.
right.
It's a different car. Relax.
It
One's
was
Korean.
a woman who sold her that car. I was there. I helped
Beyond
her.
that, he was still in Memphis at the time. But
Oh.
so he still works there now, and
Mephisto?
apparently he
Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis,
No,
Tennessee.
Mephisto, the sorcerer.
Mephisto?
The devil? I don't know. Who is he? He's somebody, right?
Yeah.
Fuck him.
I
And-
went there once. It
And
was
right now
fun.
my uncle is currently at the Days Inn Hotel. He's shacked up over there. He's $12,000 in debt.
That's a nice hotel, though.
It really is too. But
The
he's
Residence Inn is better.
yeah.
The Knights Inn. That's for knights only because it's spelled with a K.
But
I
I'm sorry.
like that
Continue,
one.
Mario. Didn't
That's
mean to
where
cut
I
you off.
go.
It's all
You're
good.
not
No
allowed to
worries.
go there. You're not a knight.
But
You haven't been knight- you're not
needless to say, my
serving.
uncle has
Yeah,
shacked
I
up
was
in the
at
Days
Ren
Inn
Fair. The
Hotel.
Queen knighted me.
No, you're not Elton John.
Hey,
Sorry,
guys.
We're,
Sorry.
Knock it off.
We're getting it.
Okay, well, needless to say, my uncle has shacked up in the Days Inn Hotel, where he's no doubt drinking himself to an later grave, since he's in his early 50s and has no money to his name.
That's still a young age to die if he were to die.
Yeah, well, I can only hope so, because he did actually attempt suicide too, and failed at it.
And he
failed
failed
at
at that too?
Yeah.
What a loser.
He's here's another thing too. One faithful night, my uncle was drinking heavily, watching the football games. He takes me hostage, and he's all like, "Hey, come here, nephew. We're gonna go to the casino. We're gonna gamble." He needed a ride, and my parents were out helping out my sister, that I will bring up later. But so my uncle needed a ride, and he's like, "Here, come here, nephew. We're gonna go gamble at the casino." So I take him to Bally's, the Mountain Bar, and I watched him like piss away his savings, gambling it all away. He didn't win a thing back. So, needless to say, this was definitely a learning experience for me, because
What'd you learn?
well, number one, how not to act in public, and to overall take it easy with my.
So this was very recently then.
Not so much recently, but it was when interacting with my uncle and seeing how much of a failure he is at life, going through the divorce and whatnot. It was a learning experience for me in a way to, how not to interact with people in public, and basically take it easy with my own drinking too, because you know me, I love my Jack and Coke, but it scared me pretty much, so I've pretty much been taking
All right.
it easy. So.
Okay, well, that being said, let's move on. What else is going
We're
on?
out of time.
We're not all at work. Oh,
Damn it, we're not.
We got a couple minutes left.
We out of touch.
Chris
Wow.
has always got to be somewhere really important.
Are we out of touch?
Everybody's like, ready
We're
to
out
go.
of
Wish you were
time,
out of touch.
But we're out of our
time.
head when you're not around.
Yo, did you guys hear about how last week there was a fake missile alert in Hawaii?
Yes.
For 38,
I did, actually.
For 38, there was 2 of them? For 38 minutes at one time, the entire island nation of Hawaii thought that there was a nuclear missile en route
Pearl
from North
Harbor
Korea.
2.
They got text messages.
This
It showed
time,
up on their
it's
TVs.
for
It was on
real.
highway signs. It said missile alert, take cover.
Starring Ben Affleck.
For a solid half hour, the entire state of Hawaii thought they were about to be nuked by North Korea. I didn't see much about that in the news, but it really fucking
Did
happened.
anybody kill himself?
I don't know, man. Well, because you just told how many people live on the Hawaiian Islands. There's definitely over 1 million, and there's
They were like, we thought it was going to be paradise. It's all we ever wanted
Yes.
was palm trees and sun and
How many-
forever, and now we're going to get blown the fuck
like,
up.
what would you have done if you were hanging out? If you were on vacation in Hawaii?
I would have been like, finally, let's do this thing.
Yeah, but what would you have done with those last 30 minutes? If you're like,
I would
oh,
have jerked off.
that's it?
I mean, it depends on
man.
where I was and what
You
was
know
at
what they
my
were
disposal.
doing?
You're on a Hawaiian island. You're in
You said
fucking white.
30 minutes?
30
You
minutes.
can't do a lot with 30 minutes.
I don't know, you could
especially
look-
if
I'll tell you what
know
you
your way
do.
around.
I'll tell you what.
What would
you
the wolf
fucking
do?
Start kicking in doors and hope there's a girl in the same hotel.
Yeah, but how many of those girls do you think might be
Hawaii,
on the
man.
same page? They're like, yo, I'm about to die. Let's get,
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I'm saying. Start kicking them in and find
like,
them. Hey,
what's
is
up, Wolf?
anyone a girl?
Oh, I'm just saying.
I don't
it's
want to
fucking
die
Hawaii.
alone.
Hawaii is synonymous with surfing, so let's wait for the biggest
It is the
fucking
synonym for
wave
it.
ever and go out to the beach. Wait for that fucking thing to go off.
He's not
You
coming
surf?
fucking
back.
ride that shit.
Have you
no,
The
but if
Patrick
it was the
Swayze
fucking
in-
biggest-
You don't want to learn how to surf when there's a
They'll
missile
get you
about
when
to
you
land.
come back in.
Sure, I do. Nobody will know how
You're
much
gonna
I
fall,
sucked at it.
but I can see.
Everyone's dead.
I can see the fucking
not
radical
coming back.
image of catching a huge wave while the fucking bomb goes off and kills you while you're hanging 10
Yeah, you could,
on
like,
the most
launch
gnarly
off
wave
this
ever.
Accelerates the wave
But if
and
you've never surfed before,
I can only
you're just
hang
gonna fall
8,
off
by the
and
way,
die in the ocean,
bro.
drowning halfway.
I can only hang 8. All right, let's be sensitive to.
But can you
finding-
hang 11?
Can you hang yourself?
Are you referring to the turn it up to 11 kind of thing?
I was actually,
I was
yes.
trying to pump up the jam.
Yeah, I just love how.
I don't know if that really like fell in line with the context, but
You got to hold the line.
So yo, J-Lo, knock it off. That phone is coming through our
I
headphones.
just heard a bang.
Yeah. You sending that text message went right through Mario's wireless mic and right.
trying to find out about the nuclear scare thing.
Oh,
It's pronounced nuclear.
nuclear.
Nuclear assault.
Nuclear.
No, nuclear.
Shit, I was gonna say something.
Just like aluminium.
Aluminium and vitamin C.
Yeah, vitamin, aluminium, and nuclear.
That's why I need notes. I forgot what I was gonna say. What was I gonna say?
I was about to say this.
Upset.
Second half always devolves in the fart joke. Oh yeah,
I just love
This is
that
really
part
stupid.
how it just comes home.
Beer Wolf. How do you feel about taking a tour of a sex doll factory for the show?
I just got a boner. How's that?
You just got
What's that? What do you think about that shit?
Red Rocket, Red
Nah, this
Rocket.
shit works.
Yeah, Red Rocket right here, man. That shit's gonna hit New Hawaii anytime now, right?
Oh,
Well, yeah, because it's come up too many
They
times.
better get under those fucking desks and behind walls and shit and crouch and stick their head between their legs. Because guess what?
Duck
Here
and
comes
cover.
the Red Rocket, baby.
Yeah,
To the fucking sex doll shop.
it's come up
Prepare
too many
your
times.
anus.
It's come up too many times in this show, and you're always the most fascinated. So I'm trying.
He's gonna
I've-
get his comeuppance.
I've reached out to some of manufacturers all over the country and the state. Apparently, there's several in like the New Jersey, New York area.
No way.
So,
You're
um,
right nearby.
They're everywhere.
not
dude.
that-
They're right under your nose the
they're-
whole time. You had no
they're
idea.
a short drive away. So I'm
You
trying.
can smell the latex burning. when
I'm
you
trying
go
to
by.
set it up. I'm gonna bring the whole magnificent crew will go, and the Wolf is gonna go, and I guess the Wolf will be the main guy talking to whoever
Do
the
they
guy.
let you test them?
They might.
Film us all just like gang banging them.
Oh,
Mar-
I don't care.
Mario and the Wolf will
I'm
DP a
fucking
sex doll.
testing one.
Yes.
I'm at least touching
give a
one. of them
fuck.
fucking-
Let's
He's
do
not
this.
gay. He's not a.
MMH.
He's not a human.
It's not gay.
like I said, I don't give a fuck. Let's do this.
So Mario
20
will
bucks.
double.
I'll
Mario's
pay you
gonna do
20
double
bucks.
penetration on a sex doll with a wolf.
I've never danced
thing-
with.
good
I've
thing we're
never
on
danced with the
fucking
devil
YouPorn.
in the pale moonlight. But
All
let's
right,
try it.
guys. Tonight was good. That was fucking great. Check out our Patreon. Give us money. I'm gonna put up a PayPal link so you guys can just tip us however you want. But anyway, just a tip. So
Hi, Amy.
come, shut up. All right, come back next week. Everything's gonna be rad. Thanks again, guys. Stay magnificent.
Magnificent man hour. Tony fucking baloney.